My grandparents used to have a puzzle down in their basement called Drive Ya Nuts, originally released by Milton Bradley in 1970. The object was to arrange the 6-sided plastic nuts so that all adjacent sides had matching numbers. This seemed like a prime candidate for a wood remake, so let's see what I can come up with. My plan is to first make the 7 puzzle pieces out of this maple, then make the base to fit. For a bit of geometry fun, here's how to draw a regular hexagon using a compass and a ruler. First, make a straight line. Then draw a circle with its center on that line. The diameter of the circle will be the long diagonal of the final hexagon, so I'm making this one about 1 3/4 inches. Without adjusting the compass, put it on the intersections and draw partial circles. Now just connect the 6 points and you have a nice even hexagon. I'll roughly cut this out on the scroll saw, then finish the edges on the disc sander. That's a good-looking hexagon. Using this as a pattern, I'll mark the 7 hexes on the maple. For ease of use, I'm going to put a little dowel handle in the center of each one, so I'll drill the holes now before cutting everything apart. Then a little sawing, staying slightly outside of the lines. And then a little sanding, going right to the lines as precisely as possible. Now that I have these pieces, I'll make the base. With all of them arranged together, I can measure the dimensions, plus a tiny bit extra to allow for easy movement between everything. Then I'll cut the larger hexagon they'll fit into. I'm using 1/2-inch plywood here. It's the same procedure as the others. Cut close to the line and then sand it to the final size. To contain the pieces, this base needs a border around the edges. For that, I'm using 1/4-inch alder, and I want the top of the hex pieces to sit just barely above the border. I'll cut it into strips, then saw them roughly to length, and then bevel the ends to 60 degrees with the disc sander, fine-tuning them until it's a good fit all the way around. Now it's time to glue it up. First, I'll glue one side in place. With that firmly attached, I'll work my way around the sides, fine-tuning their angled ends if needed, and gluing them down. When they're all attached, any small gaps can be filled with glue and wood dust. Then I'll clean up the seams and smooth everything out. All the edges get softened on the board and the 7 pieces. Next, I'll cut some short dowels. One end gets rounded off. These ended up being such a tight fit that I didn't use any glue, just a few whacks from the mallet. Now they're easy to grab and pick up. Something I like to do with this kind of item is add small feet to the bottom. I think it looks better to have a slight elevation to the board, and it's easier to make it sit level. It also makes me feel like there is a reason I save every little scrap of wood. For the finish, I'm just doing a simple coating of Danish oil. The original Milton Bradley puzzle had numbered sides, but I'm going to paint a thin line of color on each edge. A quick spray of lacquer to seal it up, and this puzzle is done. It's a simple objective. Put all the pieces back in, but any sides that touch have to have matching colors. As far as I know, there is no intelligent way to solve it, other than brute force by trying every combination and rotation methodically, until you just so happen to stumble across the solution. So I'd classify this as an impossible puzzle. It can be solved, but there are probably millions of possible arrangements, and it really just comes down to how much time you have on your hands. Still, it was enjoyable to make, and fun to work with angles other than 90 degrees. There's something very satisfying about the hexagon pieces, and the nice wooden clinking sounds they make. And that's all I have. Thanks for watching.